Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Hero, and this is Middara. So let's go ahead and add our water lowers and fragors and reset initiative, and then we'll push the water lowers to the back, which they already are in the back. Okay. Alright, I'll have Rook go first. Is everyone's stamina where they should be? It seems to be so. Oh, I need to set Patrick. Alright, Rook goes first. I'm going to go ahead and send him moving. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be good enough. Thanks to the Hemlock and Sarah, he can cast from here. He's going to go ahead and cast Courage Stifle. Just get this started. 8 plus 6 is 14. Got 13, so that's not enough. It's going to do 8 damage to purple water loa. Alright, goes to Fragors. Fragors are completely out of range. They won't be able to do anything, so they're just going to move 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they move 4. So it goes to Zeke. Zeke is going to go ahead and spend a stamina and all that good stuff. Go ahead and pop all of his usual nonsense. And get ourselves some barrier and haste for Rook. Actually, we'll put haste on Nightingale since she's coming soon. Alright, and then I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so with this I should be able to throw some stuff at the water loa. Keep an eye on the totems. Alright, so I'm going to throw axes at the water loa. Get that over with. I'm going to throw both purples. That's a total of 13. I only had 10 health left, so that's enough to kill it. So bye-bye purple loa. Strong start. Alright, draw a card. 10 gold. Alright, that is it for Zeke. I'm out of range of the Fragors, that's fine. Goes to Nightingale. Not much for Nightingale to do, to be honest. She does get 1 stamina from haste, and then she'll spend 1 stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, and all she's going to do this round let's see, she was back. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to do just a precise shot on Fragor, the red one. No need for an power, I'm just going to roll. Alright, that's 11 minus 1, which is going to be 10. These things have 11 defense, so I need to re-roll the 5. Alright, 7, so that's 13 in total, minus 1 because of hindering terrain, so 12. So it's going to do base damage 1. Starburst brings it to 2. Then goes up to 8. 1 second. Killed a bug. Alright. What was I doing? That's right. So, base damage 1. Starburst brings it to 2. Arrows bring it up to 8. And then 10, 12. Just enough to kill one. Okay. That's 1 down. Next goes to Patrick. Patrick's going to spend 1 stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. I'll spend another stamina, and then I'll spend the last one as well. So he has I'll put him with 10 movement in total. So I've done 7 movement. I'll jump these 2 spaces. 8 plus 2 plus his strength is more than enough. So I'm at 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'll use, like the shadows, to move 2 more spaces. To get to here. Alright. No line of sight on the red totem yet. No line of sight on the blue totem yet. Alright, goes to Waterloa. 1, 2, 3. Okay, can't do it there. Waterloa is going to go to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to shoot at Zeke. Zeke will spend his Hoodie of Deflection to dodge. Alright, gets +1 because of the hoodie, so that brings him to 16 defense. And then -1 to the attack there, so it misses. Alright, and that is the end of the round. Waterloa goes first, going to attack Zeke again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it's going to go after Nightingale, because Nightingale's up further up the initiative, I think. Yeah, because there's a tie as far as armor is concerned. Alright, so Nightingale will go ahead and dodge with the Hoodie of Deflection. Gets +1 from that, so 13 in total. Alright, misses. I do get a free counterattack, so I will go ahead and take it. That is 11 -1, which is a miss. I'll go ahead and use the Aligning Machine to attack again. That's also a miss, and that is it. Not going to do anything else. Alright, goes to Nightingale. So Nightingale's going to get her stamina back. And then she's going to spend 1 stamina to get a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still out of sight of the blue totem. Alright. So my focus is going to be on the Fragors, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do Down the Masses and target the Fragors. I'll start with orange first, because it's technically closer, I guess. Actually, it's the same distance. Nope, I'm lying. It's closer. So I'll go for orange first. Alright, that is 14. -1 is 13, so base damage is 2. 3 from the burst. 9 from the arrows. 11, 13. That's enough to kill one. Okay, and then the other one for the other Fragor. That is a 2. I'm going to use Kill the Messenger to make that into an 8. So that's 13 -1 goes down to 12. So 1 damage base. Starburst brings it to 2, and then the arrows bring it to 8. So 8 damage to purple. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 more stamina to go ahead and attack that Fragor one more time. It's a miss unless I reroll. Most I can get is 12 with that roll, so I'm going to just take the miss and then use the Aligning Machine to shoot again. Alright, I'm going to reroll the 2. Alright, that's 13 -1 because of the hindering terrain, brings it down to 12. So it's going to be 1 damage base, then +6 from the arrows is 7, which is enough to finish it off. Alright, Fragors are dead. That puts us in a very good place. Unique loot. Alright, there is 1 card left in the unique loot pile. Literally, there's just 1 card. Because the magical leather dress is no longer in circulation because we didn't bother grabbing it. So what we get is the Problem Solver. It's a Blunt Tonfa. Reduces physical damage dealt to you by melee attacks by 1. Combos with blunt weapons, where you can exhaust the counter. And once this counterattack has resolved, if the target didn't counter in return, you can make another attack. books can be spent to get free movement, and then shields and bursts give extra physical damage. The thing that probably stands out the most is a one-handed weapon with a red die. Right now, the only way we can get a red die with a one-handed weapon would be to use a Lineant Edge with a light combo. So pretty handy. Her inventory is full though, so it's actually going to go into the stash, and I'm okay with that. I already have a build where I'm using the club anyway. Alright, still her turn. I'm going to go ahead and use Precise Strike next, and I'm going to target the Water Loa. Alright, that's 13. I am shooting through Hindering, so it's -1, so it's going to be 12. Symbols do not matter for Water Loa because they're arcane. They have 11 defense, so it's going to be 1 damage plus 6 from the arrows, so 7 in total. Alright, that is it for Nightingale, unless I want to use Ambitious, and I don't really need to right now. Alright, goes to Patrick. Patrick's going to get 3 stamina, and then I'm going to have him move down to here, and that's it. Give me a moment. Alright, so yeah, I'm having Patrick wait because I'm about to trigger a totem. I'd rather have him have full stamina. Alright, goes to Rook. 3 stamina, and then I'll move him. Actually, I don't think I need to move him. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I do. I need to move him. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's fine. We'll put him there. Spend 2 stamina to go ahead and do, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's fine. I'll stay here because I don't want to trigger the blue totem yet. Alright. So yeah, I'm going to spend those 2 stamina to do Courage Stifle. So 5 plus 6 is 11. 12, they resist. And then it goes to Zeke. He's going to get 3 stamina. He's going to spend 1 and do all of his buff stuff. Barrier is going to go on to Nightingale. Haste is going to go on Rook. And I'm going to spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to, and yeah, just to point out, yeah, I can't get anything with the red totem there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use the backpack and swap. Actually, no, I'm going to use Ghost Canister. Shuffle, draw. Alright, got ourselves a Hangover Elixir. And then we're going to swap in the Shivs. Do that for now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a Shiv. 6 damage. Puts it at 13 out of 18. And then I'll throw the other one. For another 6, that's enough to do a total of 19. So that will finish off that Water Loa. And use up the last of that. So we're actually good to go on these Shivs. So what I'm going to do is activate this core. Shuffle, draw. I'm going to go ahead and activate the last core that I haven't activated as well. So shuffle, draw. And then we'll swap this back in. And we're going to switch in the oversized club. This weapon is heavy, so this is going to reduce his movement by 1 and his agility by 1. He does have the hoodie, so he's kind of good on that front. So we'll just do that for now. Alright. And that is it for him. Water Loas are dealt with. Perfect. I need to draw loot. 8 gold. Okay. Next is... that was it. That was Zeke's turn. So reset initiative track. Okay, goes to Zeke. Zeke will go ahead and take this opportunity to go ahead and buff himself up. do that, or... Actually, I'm going to go and buff Patrick. That's going to be the plan. So I'm going to need to spend I'll spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. And I'll put it in range to get buffed. And then, so it was 1 point to move, 1 point to cast haste on him. It was free to do magic armor on another person. And then that is it for his turn. He'll get dragged by the current this way. Alright, goes to Patrick. Patrick's going to go to full stamina. Spend 1 stamina. He's going to do like the shadows and just move 2 spaces this way, which is going to trigger that. So green totem. As you peek into the cave, you spot a chest. Place a random loot token on the space this totem occupied. Okay. Next. The other side of the cave continues farther into the darkness than you expected. From its depths, you hear creatures stirring. Spawn 4 cave sickles on the edge, on the east side of tile UM1. That's close to the edge of the tile as possible. Okay, we need cave sickles. So, along the edge, like so. Okay. Then place tiles and tokens according to diagram 12. Diagram 12, we need a UM5. That is not UM5. That is UM5. There we go. And we get a random loot token for that one as well. Alright. And then I have to do a perception check, make a perception 10 check. Patrick has a perception of 5. 10 exactly. If you fail this check, immediately end your turn as the sounds in the dark make you hesitate. If you pass, read the section below. You hear scurrying on the far side of the dark cavern and immediately identify it as only cave sickles. You know you can kill cave sickles. Your keen sense of danger provides you with a surge of exciting adrenaline. Immediately gain 2 stamina points. He's already maxed, unfortunately, so it is what it is. That's okay. So, I've done the like the shadow already, so we're good to go on that front. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 3 stamina and do down the masses. And we'll target red and purple. I am 1 space away. Or sorry, I'm 2 spaces away, so I'm going to be rolling a green and a teal. Alright. No empowering or anything like that. I'm just going to do a straight roll and see what we get. Alright, that is 16. These things, there are 3 cave sickles, so that means they have +1 defense. They have 11 defense right now. So 16, so it's 5 damage base. Every shield is +1 damage, and every starburst is +2. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage to red cave sickle. And then I'll shoot purple. And I think that's not the lowest. So that's a miss. Sorry about that. Cat jumped on the desk, and me throwing her off actually made me nudge the cable again. And she's about to jump up again. Alright, so I did some damage, but not enough to actually make much of a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and just spend a stamina to move back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go there. Alright, now it goes to Cave Sickle's turn. So this Cave Sickle is going to go forward and try to shoot at Padrick. Padrick is not going to dodge. Actually, he will attempt to dodge this shot. Spend 1 stamina to dodge. I could have gotten a dodge token, by the way, which could be useful, but I'm not that desperate for them. Alright, nothing from the dodge. It's going to be... there's only 2 within SOI now. So it's just going to be these 2 dice. 8's a miss. Alright, next is purple. Purple's going to go here. Now there's only 1 Cave Sickle within SOI. 14 minus 1 is 13. That does hit. So it's going to be base 2 damage. 3 and 4 because of the shield. So it's going to be 4 damage. He has 3 armor thanks to the barrier. So he only takes 1 damage. Alright. And then it goes to orange Cave Sickle. This is the only way it can actually shoot these targets. So it's going to go here. Back to 2 again. So roll these. 11 minus 1 because of the hindering terrain, so it misses. And then the last one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to attack from here. This one will be empowered. And it misses. Alright. And then, yeah, that was Cave Sickles 1 through 3 and 4 through 6. Goes to Nightingale. She'll spend 1 stamina to move. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be shooting through allies and hindering terrain, so it's going to be -2, which is going to be a little annoying, but that's okay. So I'm going to do down the masses first and hope I do enough to actually kill. Actually, no, I can't. Down the masses is not going to be enough. What if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this way? There we go. That works better. Alright, so now I'll do down the masses. So first attack on the teal Cave Sickle. -2 to the attack, unfortunately, because of hindering and allies. I can make that into a 7, but that's not going to be enough. I'll re-roll the 4. 7, that's perfect. Kill the messenger, make that into a 7. So 14 minus 2 is 12. They have 11 defense because they're all together, so it's going to do 1 damage base. Plus 1 from Starburst brings it to 2. 8 because of the arrows, and then 10 and 12 kills the teal one. And that takes care of an entire swarm. We get 8 gold. And now I can actually do the other shot on a different target. So down to masses is not entirely wasted. It'll go after orange, and now they only have 10 defense. Unfortunately, it is a miss. I'll go ahead and use a lightning machine to shoot again. And miss again. Then I'll use Precise Strike. Alright, 13 minus 2 is 11, so that does hit their defensive 10 now. So 1 damage base, 2 from Starburst, and then up to 8 from the arrows. And that'll be it for her turn. She gets pulled by the current by 1. Okay, goes to Rook. Gets his 4 stamina. He'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11. So he has to spend an extra stamina for that one. He's going to go ahead and do Maw of the Warden on orange. Roll the power die. Every shield is +1 physical, which will do only 2 damage. Alright. And yeah, I guess I have no other choice but to go ahead and Courage Stifle. I was hoping to get a kill, but 8 plus 6 is 14. The highest they can get is 15. Alright, that's a fail. That'll kill that cave sickle. Alright. And that's the end of the round. New round. Goes to Patrick. So Patrick's going to go ahead and get 4 stamina. He'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3. He'll spend 3 to shoot with Down the Masses. Oh, actually, he doesn't even need to spend that extra stamina. He'll just use, like the shadows, to move 2 spaces. Alright. So yeah, he's going to take a shot on Cave Sickle Purple. It is point blank, so it's going to be a red and a green. 4 is the lowest you can get. So I'm going to go ahead and use down, kill the messenger. Green should be better. Yeah, green is better. Turn that into a 9, so it's now 13. They have 10 defense, so it's going to be 3 damage, 4 damage, 5 damage, 7 damage in total. Which unfortunately is not enough to finish it off, so the other shot goes nowhere. And that's it, unfortunately. Couldn't one-shot it. Alright, it goes to Zeke. Yeah, no danger from that. Alright, Zeke can't do anything from here, so he's just going to go ahead and get out of there. He'll go spend 3 stamina to go ahead and buff himself finally. And then he'll spend a stamina to move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll just hang out there for now. Goes to Rook. So Rook is going to get 4 stamina. He'll spend 2 on a Courage Stifle. 8 plus 6 is 14. Alright, that's 9. That's a fail. It's going to finish off purple. Then he's going to move up. 1, 2, 3. And then use the Maw of the Warden. 4 shields. Could have used that sooner to finish off the last one. Alright, that's all Cave Sickles dead. And we get 10 gold. 4, 7, 8. Alright. That is it for Rook. Goes to Nightingale. I haven't even put out the font of renewal yet. We're actually kind of rocking this pretty good. Alright, so 4 stamina, spend 1 to move. 1, 2. I'm going to jump across to here. 3, 4. Still good to go on that side. Using Zeke for help for jump. 4, 8. Yeah, that's more than enough. Alright. So yeah, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. Oh, actually 7. Alright. Oh, actually I can keep moving. I might as well. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that was 9, 11, 12. Okay. New round. We just killed the Cave Sickle, so we're good to go. Alright, goes to Rook. Alright, Rook is just going to go back out of the cave. We'll let Patrick handle this area. So we'll spend 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. 12. 13, 14. So that was 9, 11, 13, 15. So I have one movement left, but I'm not going to use it. And I'll go ahead and pop the font of renewal. Get that up and running. We will place it here. Alright. Then it goes to Nightingale. We'll spend 1 stamina to move. Blue Totem. You move around the tree expecting danger, but are pleasantly surprised to find nothing. You turn to see 2 Gavaden approaching you from the way you came. Spawn 2 Gavaden in the adventure starter zone. Alright, so Gavaden. They'll be grizzled, of course. I haven't updated yet, so it's still going to have the error with the health. It should be 18, not 16. Alright, and this goes away. Trying to think how I want to do this. So I spent 1 for movement here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's the best option. Alright, so I still have the rest of my stamina. I'm going to go ahead and start with down the masses, targeting them both. They'll both dodge, so I'll need a black die for each of them, or just the share. So I'll start with red first. I already rolled the die. Alright, that's 11. I'm just going to let it pass. Alright, so it successfully dodged. It can't counter because it's out of range, but it will get courage. Then I'm going to go ahead and immediately do aligning machine to shoot it again. 11 minus 1 is 10. I'm going to re-roll the 4 and see if I get slightly better. Nope. Oh, actually, that is better. So that 2 is the lowest you can get on a white, so I can change it to a 7. So it's going to be 14 minus 1 is 13. So 1 damage, and then plus 6 from, or plus 1 from the burst brings it to 2. 8 because of the arrows. And then 10, 12. So 12 damage in total to it. And then I'll shoot the other Gavaden with the remaining shot from down the masses. 8, so 10. It's going to miss either way, so it's going to get courage as well. Okay. Next, she's going to do Precise Strike. See, how much health did that other one have? Still, it has 6 left. I'm going to go ahead and throw a throwing knife at it, see what happens. 2, and then I'll throw another one. 1. Not enough. Alright. I don't suppose I have more throwing knives. I do not. I have a plank, but that's too far away. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use I'm going to use my 2 stamina to go ahead and shoot that 1 Gavaden that's been wounded. And miss. I'm going to go ahead and pop my fight drive. Shoot it again. Alright, so that's 14 minus 1 is 13, so it's going to do 1 damage and then another 6 at least. So that's going to be enough to kill that one. So that's 1 down. 10 gold. We've gotten a lot of the 10 golds here. That actually might be, I think there's 3 or 8 in there. Alright. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry, I did my math wrong. It should be 88. I was at 478, so it should be 488 from the 10 gold. Alright. So what I have left is I do have a precise strike, so I will use it to shoot the other Gavadian that has already dodged as well. And miss completely. I'm going to go ahead and use my enchanted piercings to reroll both dice. And not get anything. At this point, I will go ahead and use her Ambitious to get +2 stamina. Everyone else will get 1. And she will spend that 2 stamina to attack the Gavadian one last time. And miss. Well, I tried. Alright, goes to Gavadian. Gavadian's going to go for closest target, so it's going to go here and attack. Nightingale will use her Hoodie of Deflection to dodge. Alright, 3 + 1, so 4, so I'm at 15 defense, and it gets a -1 to attack. Okay, it misses, which means Courage goes away. Then it's going to go after furthest opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here, and it's going to attack Zeke. Zeke is going to go... Actually, before that, I'm going to do my counter attack. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do the counter attack. Because if I miss, it's going to dodge, and then it'll get Courage again, then counter, and I can't dodge it after that. Because I'm out of stamina. So, Zeke will dodge, though. Okay, 3. That'll bring him up to 14. -1 to the attack because of hindering terrain. Misses. And that's it. Alright, goes to Zeke. Zeke will go ahead and move forward. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go ahead and attack using the oversized club. Gavadian will, of course, dodge. Alright. It's still successfully dodged, so it's going to counter. I will go ahead and... It is his turn, so he can do Hoodie of Deflection again. We'll see how that goes. Alright. Alright, so that's 14. Does have Courage up. It'll be -1, it'll be 13, it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage in total if I let it go through. So what I can do is I can use Fortune Telling and turn that 8 into a 4. So it misses completely. And since it missed completely, it loses Courage. So popped my Fortune Telling just to avoid that mess. And then I'm going to spend 2 stamina to attack again. This time it can't dodge because it already has dodged. Alright, 13 against defense 12, so it does hit. It did... so the difference that I hit with was 1, and 1 is less than 7 strength, so I get to roll an additional purple die of damage. So there you go. So I did 13 minus 12, so 1 damage. And then every 2 shields is another 2. So 3 and 5. And then the 7 damage from that brings it to 12. So total of 12 damage to it. Not bad. I'm going to go ahead and use a fight drive and attack one more time. And unfortunately I missed. Alright. Still, that first swing, man. Also, I forgot I have reach 2 with this weapon. I could have countered a number of times actually. That's okay. Yeah, I could have countered the previous dodge I did because of... Well, I have to exhaust it to do reach 2, but I would still be able to do it. Alright, that's fine. It's a new weapon. I've never used this oversized club before. I usually just sell it. So it goes to Patrick. Patrick's going to go to full stamina. He's going to go ahead and spin 1 to move. Spin 1 to loot. So yellow. Inside you find a pile of treasure, gain 20 gold. That brings us at a 508. We might actually be able to do a decent shop once we actually get to the next tier of gear. And then I'm going to go ahead and exhaust Like the Shadows just to move back this way. And that'll be it for him. New round. Alright, goes to Rook. Rook is going to go ahead and spend 2 stamina to cast Courage Stifle on the Gavaden. 4 plus 6 is 10. Alright, that's 10 damage to it, which will kill it. Alright, good to go on that front. 7 gold. So that puts us at 515. And that takes care of the Gavadens. I'll go ahead and spend a stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that was 9, 11, 13. Actually, take 2 steps back. I like to get myself to maximize my stamina. Alright, goes to Nightingale. She's kind of burnt everything to deal with Gavaden, which is fine, because Gavaden are the worst. Alright. So what I'm actually going to do with her is I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to spend another move to do a re-equip, and I'm just going to take his throwing knives. Take them off his hands. That'll be it for her. It goes to Zeke. Gets 4 stamina, and you'll go ahead and spin 1 to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6, 8, 10. Let's just go ahead and get around the tree. There you go. Alright, goes to Patrick. We'll spend 1 stamina to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, no, 10. So 10 will put him to there. Then he'll do Like the Shadows to get to here. And then spend 1 more stamina to loot that token. So green. Gained 1 random common relic. Alright, so shuffle, draw. Hidden Piercings of Protection. Once per encounter at any time until the start of your next turn, gain protection and resistance to physical damage. Protection is where you roll a black die with your conviction and add books to the result. And resistance physical is where you take half damage from all physical. Now, since it's Patrick that looted it, actually, let me check something. Alright, so when a command actually loots an item and gets an item card, it actually goes on their card. They can't use it, but at the end of the encounter, you could choose where the adventurers put the item. So for now, he's holding on to it. I think for summons, it automatically goes to the summoner, but for command cards, it's different. So that's something to be aware of. Something to be aware of about as far as command cards are concerned is they're technically not adventurers. So that's just something to be aware of. So sometimes it says specifically adventurers do this, and etc. And they're not adventurers. So that's something you can take into consideration. I don't know if it's actually what it means. They're still kind of figuring out all the vocabulary and speech they mean to say say the least, but still. So with that, we got that token. That's good. He is done with his turn. It's the end of the round. We've already killed something, so we're good to go. Alright, goes to Zeke. Alright, so for Zeke, I'm going to spend a stamina to go ahead and move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll put him there. And then I'll spend 1 stamina to loot that token. Blue. Gain 2 random consumables, so I'll shuffle and draw. Draw, shuffle, draw. Alright. And these will go with his pile of stuff. Alright, and then it says something else. Then spawn a Fragor on each empty special terrain space on UM35. So with that, we have Fragors again. And unfortunately, they're going to cover me in freaking bulbs. Or at least Nightingale. Alright. So, that is it for Zeke. Goes to Fragor. Fragor Red is going to shoot at Nightingale. And Nightingale is going to dodge with Hoodie of Deflection. Gets a skull. Okay, it misses. I still successfully dodge, so I'll roll the counter attack. Alright, that is 12 minus 1 because I'm shooting through hindering. So 11 exactly, which is a hit. And it's going to do... I'm actually going to go ahead and re-roll the 6 here. And I did worse. So it misses, but then I can make another attack with a lining machine. And get 12 minus 1, so 11. So it hits exactly. It's going to do 1 damage from the burst. 7 from this. Yeah, unfortunately it's not going to be enough. So I'm going to reduce it to 1 hit point, essentially. And then it's going to place a freaking bulb like it always does. I'm going to shuffle just in case. And we'll place the bulb here. Alright, and then it's going to try to move closer. It's going to try to jump these 2 spaces. So I'll roll the black die. It passes, so it's going to jump across here. And then that's 3, and then 4, and then it's going to blow itself up. We'll roll that purple die. So it'll do 6 damage to itself and 6 damage to Nightingale. But it does kill itself. Okay, goes to purple. Purple does have a clear shot on Rook. So it's going to shoot at Rook. Rook will not bother dodging. Okay, misses completely, but does still place a bulb. We'll put it there. Alright, as long as it's adjacent to the target, it counts. Then it's going to go ahead and move towards closest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a tie. But Rook is further up initiative, so it's going to go there. Okay. Then it's going to go to the last Fragor, which is going to shoot at Nightingale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Nightingale will spend 1 stamina to dodge. Gets 2 plus 1, so 3, so 14 defense. And minus 1 to the attack makes it 14 exactly. And every shield's going to do 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Reduced by 2 because of the hoodie, so 2 damage in total. And then I get another bulb. Okay. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll go closer to her, like this. Alright. Then it goes to Rook. Rook can't cast anything because this bulb's in the way. And he has to move, unfortunately, to actually get rid of the bulb. So he's going to go ahead and start moving. What do we get? Of course, it's always freaking paralysis. Every freaking time. There's 2 of each bulb type, by the way. Not search. Shuffle. Thank you. Alright, so he's paralyzed. He's pretty much safe, but still very, very annoying. So, paralyzed. That's it for Rook. Goes to Nightingale. Nightingale's not going to move. She's going to heal too from the this stuff here. As far as I know, bulbs are not figures, so I should be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So first thing she's going to do is get her stamina. She's going to go ahead and do Precise Strike on the purple Fragor. And just shoot from all the way from there. She's going to empower it just because she can. Alright, I'm going to re-roll the 2. 6, and then I'll use Kill the Messenger to make that into an 8. Alright, so that's 14, minus 1 because of hindering terrain, makes it 13, so it's going to do 2 damage base, 3 from the burst, 9 from the shields, and then 15 because of the arrows, and that'll be enough to kill it. And then I'll shoot at the Fragor with a regular shot. Alright, that's 13 minus 1 because of the hindering terrain, so 12 minus 1, or sorry, not minus 1, 12 minus 11 from the defense brings it to 1 damage, burst makes it 2, arrows make it 8, 10, 12. There you go. Dead Fragors. They've been dealt with. Draw a card. 9 gold. Okay, so that's 524. Alright, goes to... I'm going to go ahead and trigger the bulbs and get that out of the way. So I'll spend a stamina to move. Trigger both. Disease and poison. That's actually a little dangerous, but she should be okay. So she loses all of her positive buffs because of disease. And she also gets poison. I have to get rid of the poison first before I can even do anything about the disease. And then the font of renewal happens during the status phase, so I can actually take care of it after the other nonsense. Goes to Patrick. Back up to 5. He's going to go ahead and use the like the shadows to move 2 spaces. Then he's going to spend all of his stamina moving. So that's going to be a total of 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I'm not going to bother. Well, we might get one more we might get another swarm, so might as well do this. We have one. We still have one totem that we haven't dealt with yet. Speaking of that, okay, so that block, yeah, that rock still blocks it, so he is safe. All right, that is it for Patrick. Goes to new round. All right, goes to Rook. Rook is paralyzed. He's now immune to paralyze. He gets his stamina, and that's it. Goes to Patrick. Patrick is within line of sight of the font, so he can actually heal that damage he took earlier. He'll spend 2, or he'll spend the like the shadows to go 2 spaces. So 1, 2, and then he'll move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. To there. Still not within line of sight of the red totem. That's fine. If we don't do anything, if we don't trigger it, we're going to, well, if we don't get any new monsters, we will get urgency in a second, but that's alright. Goes to Zeke. Zeke is doing just fine, so we'll go ahead and just get moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put him there. I'll cost him an extra because the club is slowing him down. Alright, and then it goes to Nightingale. She's going to take a poison. 2 damage, not bad. And then for the font of renewal, I'm going to use that to remove disease first, because I have to remove that one first before any other negative effects. And that's the end of the round. We're going to get 1 urgency. Okay, goes to Zeke. Zeke is actually going to stay in place for right now. Goes to Rook. Rook is going to do a re-equip action just to take items off his hands. We're going to grab that Bamf and that Hangover Elixir. And then I'm going to get him moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine, 10, 11. That'll trigger the totem. So red totem. As you get closer to the edge of the cliff, you see an Earthloa pull itself together from the rocks of an outcropping and spawn an Earthloa on the exit token. Okay. You fought a lot of things. What was it? 4 regular monsters, 2 swarms, another 2 swarms. Yep, that is the correct amount of loot we got. Alright, so I'll grab the Earthloa and put it on the exit token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually in range, so I'll just take advantage of that. I'm going to go ahead and cast Corrosive Ideal first. 5 plus 6 is 11. Oh, wait, sorry, wrong Earthloa. That is the wrong Earthloa. I do this all the time. We want a Cardinal Earthloa. Alright, I'm gonna get these dice out of the way. I'm gonna re-roll that since I was really messed up. Alright, so 8 still fail. It's gonna get poisoned. Okay. And then I'll do Courage Stifle. The reason why I'm able to cast so far away is from the Hemlock and Sarah, if you don't remember. 8 plus 6 is 14. 12. He's gonna take 10 damage. Bam. Alright, that is it for him. Goes to Earthloa. Earthloa is going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it won't matter. So 1, 2, 3. And that's it for him. They only move 4 spaces. Alright, goes to Nightingale. Nightingale's going to, during her stats phase, remove the poison before it affects her. Get her stamina back. And she's just going to hang out. I need her to heal up a bit. We'll spend 1 stamina to kind of just hang out. And, no, yeah, she doesn't need to spend anything. She'll just hang out. Alright, so goes to Patrick. Patrick's good to go. He'll spend 1 stamina to move away from this mess and get to here. And, new round. Patrick is going to hang out. Earthloa is going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. And then it goes to Nightingale, who's going to heal 2 finally. Then it's going to go to Zeke, who's going to hang out. There's not really anything else I want for him to do. Alright, I'm not going to bother with anything for Zeke. I could reapply buffs to Nightingale. I forgot she doesn't have haste anymore. Doesn't really matter. I don't think she had any stamina to begin with. Alright, goes to Rook. I forgot to roll for poison. The lowest gone through 2 turns so far. So 5 and 1. So he's taken 6 from poison. So what Rook's going to do is get his stamina back. He'll spend 1 to go ahead and just move away for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. You can go there. New round. Alright, Patrick's going to hang out. Goes to Nightingale. She's going to heal for 2. It's going to go to Earthloa, who's going to take more poison. Takes 1. And it's just going to move here and attack Rook. Rook will try dodging, why not? Fails, not surprised. 15 minus 1 is 14. It's going to hit for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Be reduced to 3. I did dodge, so... Also, I didn't need the spin of stamina. I did have the too many belts. So let's make sure I did that right. So 15 minus 1 because of hindering goes down to 14. I have 11 defense, so it'll be 3 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 damage so far. Armor is going to reduce it by 5. So that's down to 3. And then the too many belts will reduce it to 1. So he'll take 1 damage. And then he has to make a conviction check against... Actually, yeah, he has to make a conviction check to resist the push. He doesn't. It's push 3, and he's immune to paralysis. So we'll push him this way. Okay. Goes to Rook's turn. Rook will heal the damage he just took. And then he'll spend his stamina to go ahead and just move back to where he was. Alright. Goes to Zeke. Zeke is hanging out. New round. Alright, you get the drift at this point. Remy's going to heal for 2. And Rook is going to go ahead and blast this thing now. So he'll spend 2 stamina to do Courage Stifle. 7 plus 6 is 13. Alright, so he takes 10, bringing him to 27. And then I'll cast one more time. 5 plus 6 is 11. Alright, and that'll kill it. Earthloa dead. Draw a card. 6 gold. So I'll put us at 530. Alright. Checking my inventory. Alright, so that is it for Earthloa. Goes to new round. Alright. Rook will go ahead and just move to here for his turn. Nightingale will heal for 2, bring her back to full. We'll get 1 more urgency token, and then we'll start a new round. Rook is just going to go and finish the turn, finish the level. So, win condition is just get the blue exit. Everyone gets 1 experience, and then we get to read some story bits. +1, +1, +1, and +1. And +1. Alright, so that clears out all of that. Definitely got some nice loot out of it. I'm not going to bother clearing the board. I'm just going to go straight into... let me check how much time I got. Alright, it's gone a bit long, but I'm going to go ahead and take care of this story so we don't have to deal with it next time. So, Remy, we're coming. Nightingale's body seemed stiff to Zeke as she surveyed the battlefield. She barely moved, barely even blinked. Then she noticed him and spun abruptly to stare in his direction without ever making eye contact. Those monsters die too easily. Pity we couldn't meet anything stronger. She turned, setting off down the trail as though they'd never been interrupted. Zeke sighed, hurrying to catch up. Are you sure we're going the right way? Nightingale didn't slow, and she didn't seem to need to. It didn't matter how dark it was or how rocky the slope. Of course, don't doubt me, Zeke. The way she said his name sent a shiver down his spine. Good, Rook said. The sooner we get there, the sooner we get Remy and Nightingale back. 123, Isling's prisoner. Remy awoke to the sound of dripping water. The sound of each drop was a crash pounding against her aching brain. She tried to rub the muck from her eyes, but her arms only twitched disobediently. She blinked, clearing her vision enough to see where she was. Remy rested against an uneven cave wall, arms and legs bound with heavy rope. She had about 2 feet of rope connecting her wrists to her ankles, not nearly long enough for comfort. Aisling was pacing back and forth in the darkness of the cave, twisting and moving something square between her hands. At a glance, it looked like an oversized Rubik's Cube made of uneven stone and metal, flickering with different colors of light. There might be 50 symbols on each face, none of which were recognizable to her. Aisling herself looked to be worse off than Remy. Blood from several wounds soaked her red through her white dress. She was so on edge she hadn't even noticed Remy was awake. Remy glanced around, trying to assess her situation. She was still wearing the outfit she took to bed. Her exposed skin had cables jacked up again. Alright. Remy glanced around, trying to assess her situation. She was still wearing the outfit she took to bed. Her exposed skin had goosebumps from the cold air, and she was half numb from cold. Aisling had attacked her father's manor in the middle of the night, and none of them were prepared. Remy twitched to the side, looking around frantically for something she could cut her bonds. "Awake, I see," Aisling said, turning towards her. "What do you think you're doing?" Remy shouted back at her. "You don't have a beef with me. What's the point of taking me?" Aisling settled the cube back on her desk. "We're going to see the king," she explained. "Well, me and all these incriminating documents here." She nodded behind Remy, in the direction of torchlight. Remy looked and found a table-like outcropping piled high with disorderly papers. "Why do you need me for that?" Remy made herself sound as petulant as she could. "You've got the evidence. Take it and go. Tell the king everything you've learned." "You're my guarantee for safety, Moretti. If that bastard Malik survived, he's going to be coming for me. But when I let him know you're traveling with me, I'll waltz right into the linea without a fight." Remy looked around across the room at Aisling's makeshift desk. Stolen documents were piled there, many splattered with blood. "Hey, so, while you were searching through all that incriminating stuff, did you happen to read anything about Theodosian?" Aisling blinked with surprise and then nodded absently. "Something about a cult? It wasn't what I was looking for. Why do you care?" Remy began twisting her legs beneath her, one after the other. Aisling hadn't done a very good job with these knots. Enough persisted, and she could probably get the rope loose enough to get one of her legs out. "Your plan is delusional," Remy spat. "What?" Aisling advanced on her. "The hell do you mean?" "Well," Remy disguised her continued wiggling by leaning against the wall and lifting her hands. "Balthazar might or might not believe that evidence. Show up on her doorstep with one of his daughter's best friends hostage. He's not going to be happy with you." Remy glared up at her. Balthazar spoke at my graduation, idiot. I was in his castle days ago. Who do you think the king will believe?" This close, Remy could see Aisling had her dagger hanging from her belt. If she could only reach it. I don't care what you think my dad did. You've outdone him. Murdering an innocent man? Who even knows how many people he had to kill to get in our house? Innocent? Aisling leaned down, screaming at her. "Don't you dare put that word in your mouth, Moretti." She said the name like a curse. "Doesn't matter what you think, Remy drove her bound hand straight into Aisling's belly with all the force she could muster. Stunned, Aisling fell over sideways, cursing and grabbing at her stomach. Remy pulled free of the rope, snatched the dagger from Aisling, and lunged to the desk. She grabbed the ledgers along with the switchblade and took off into the darkness of the cave. "Moretti, bitch, I'll kill you!" Aisling yelled, staggering after her. She made it a few steps before she fell over sideways on the floor, momentarily overwhelmed with pain. Remy ignored the threat, stumbling into the dark. She used the knife as she ran, cutting her wrists and ankles free without stopping. Soon all light had gone, and Remy was feeling her way forward. Darkness pressed in on her eyes, and she stumbled on her bare feet more than once. She shivered in the cold, spreading her wings and feeling for moving air. It didn't help. Remy was lost, and somewhere in the dark that crazy girl was trying to find her. Special. Remy escaped. She is no longer unselectable. Good for her. But it's not that simple. So we're going to 122. Listening to the dark passenger. Far, far above them, thunder began to roll. Constant rain had already turned the rocky path slick and treacherous. But what could they do? Zeke wasn't about to turn back with one of his friends in danger. Two, really. Nightingale's body stopped at the edge of the cliff and pointed down the side. A thin switchback was cut into the stone, leading down towards the ocean. It was dark under the water's surface, and its body swelled and gurgled with angry energy. If he slipped, it wouldn't even matter if he hit the rocks on the way down. Nightingale didn't so much look at them as past them. There is a cave waiting for us near the bottom of these cliffs. Her whole body was stiff, except for the tail whipping about behind her. The longer she was a puppet, the less human her movements became. We'll have to fight again. Zeke wondered if Nightingale could see what this thing was doing with her body when she wasn't in control. A bright strobe of lightning shot across the sky out and over the ocean. A few seconds later came the thunder. We need to hurry. Patrick pulled his hood up a little higher. I'd rather not stay out here longer than we have to. Wet gunpowder doesn't shoot very well. Rook only nodded in agreement. He hadn't taken his eyes from Nightingale once during the trip, as though ready to protect her from herself at a moment's notice. Nightingale was unfazed by the rain. Her clothes were soaked completely through. Her hair plastered sideways to her. She didn't bother trying to avoid it. We're almost there. Just a few more creatures to fight through, and we'll be upon Isling's cave. Nightingale set off, and the rest followed. More monsters, more problems, page 124. So, there's a starting position with Patrick, and then Remy's in the cave here, and then all of this. You continue to run through the dark cave until confronted by a water loa. The creature hisses at you and moves to attack. In the distance, you can hear wind and an exit to the cave. You hope your friends are coming for you. Isling's screams of rage echo from behind you, a fresh reminder of the urgency of your situation. Time to go. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. So, and there's also tips here. Some encounters instruct players to not clean them up after a win or lose condition is met. This is usually because the encounter setup is required for the next encounter. If players choose to clean up and stop playing at this point, it's important to note the position of each figure and token. And there's a bunch of stuff. So first things first, Remy cannot be revived. If Remy falls, if Remy is defeated, but the others make it to the green objective, you get that result. If Remy gets the green objective and then one of them reaches the green objective as well, you get probably the best result. And then the lose condition, of course, is if the main party dies, or gets defeated, rather. So we do get Remy back, but we don't have any of her gear. Instead, we get to reveal UM13. Among other things. Technically, it's not supposed to include Patrick. It's just kind of a weird thing it does for some reason. Because I think they have the same number for whatever reason. Also, we don't need the other Patrick. So you get the Black Hand nightgown, which is what Remy was, sleeping in when she got abducted. If you do not have armor or a core equip, you gain 1 movement, 3 defense, and 6 health. So this would actually give her 12 defense if she had something like that. Now, she doesn't have any of her stuff. She does have her familiars and summons. And what else do we get? Remy doesn't have any of her items during this encounter. Instead, she starts the encounter with nothing but the Black Hand nightgown story accessory, a Thief Dagger mundane weapon, and a Rune Switchblade uncommon unique weapon. So here's the Rune Switchblade. And here is the Thief Dagger. Now, what would happen if you don't have a Thief Dagger to give her? I don't know. But here's the Thief Dagger. We know about this one. It's just the mundane dagger. You throw it for purple. It has backstab for combo light. And then the Rune Switchblade is a green one-handed weapon. Combos with a knife, where if there are no allies with an SOI, gain +2 physical damage. If your other weapon has backstab, gain +4. And then it has a casting upgrade of teal. And that's all she has. She has no core. And no armor, so she does get +1 movement, +3 defense, and then she does lose a ton of health, unfortunately. So she goes from 12 health to 22. Or sorry, excuse me, she goes from 34 health to 22. So if I were to summon the twins, they would only have 11 health. This encounter has definitely gotten a lot of feedback. Some people had said it was too easy, but a lot of people have had some complaints about it simply because it's like, all right. I mean, it happens like in main RPGs and all that, but you better hope your character has disciplines they can still use. Like, if your character happens to be someone that's specialized in two-handed weapons, this setup here is going to make those almost useless. Same thing if you happen to be an archer. Now, if you happen to be someone that's specialized in light weapons and backstab weapons, like with subterfuge, then you're good to go. But if you're like an archer or a two-hand wielder, you're going to be in some trouble. Alright, also I didn't distribute the piercings. I'm just going to put it in party stash because no one really has space for it. Alright, I want to worry about setting up the board and all that next time. I just wanted to take care of the item stuff first. There's still a bunch of other stuff to read up on, but we'll deal with that next time. So, I am the Depressed Eeyore, and this was Middara. See you guys next time.